Okay, so let's dive in. We're all dealing with this constant flood of information, right? And it feels like everyone's searching for ways to just, I don't know, feel a bit better, less stressed maybe, find some ease. So today we're doing a deep dive into some really interesting source material about something called the Big Joy Project. This research came out of UC San Francisco, and it looked at a pretty unique one-week online program. Our mission here, to really unpack what this study found. It seems like a surprisingly simple approach, had a measurable effect on well-being, stress, even sleep.
That's right. The Big Joy Project, it was set up as this online thing where people basically committed just a few minutes a day for 1 week. They were asked to do, pretty simple daily activities, stuff you could probably squeeze in easily.
Like what? What kind of activities are we talking about?
Oh, things like maybe making a quick gratitude list, or doing a small act of kindness for someone, or even just asking someone you know to share something joyful from their day. Really small, positive actions.
The kind of things you easily forget in the daily rush, yeah.
Exactly.
And how many people were involved? Was this a small pilot? Or?
No, it was actually huge. Around 17,600 people globally.
Wow, 17,600.
Yeah. I mean, mostly from the U.S., Canada, Great Britain. I'm sure the demographics skewed a bit, but still, the sheer scale is pretty notable.
That is a massive data set. Okay, so just 7 days of these small activities. What did they find? What were the results?
Well, the results were actually pretty compelling, especially given how short it was. Participants reported significant increases in their overall well-being and in positive emotions generally. They also felt a stronger sense of agency, like believing their own actions could actually influence their happiness.
Okay. So not just feeling happier passively, but feeling more like empowered, more in control.
Precisely, yeah. And on the other side of things, they saw real drops in reported stress levels. And maybe a bit unexpectedly, for a program focused on joy, people also reported improvements in their health and actually sleeping better after just 1 week.
That's fascinating. Stress and sleep benefits from a joy project. Did the study happen to look at who benefited the most?
Wow.
Any particular groups?
They did, yeah, and this is quite interesting. It seems younger participants, and also those who identified as Black, Hispanic, or socially disadvantaged, actually reported the greatest benefits from the program.
That's really valuable context, especially when you think about, who might need these kinds of tools most or find them accessible. And that kind of brings us to a really important point, doesn't it? Why does finding a short way to get these benefits matter so much?
Right, because if you connect this to the bigger picture, improving well-being isn't just about feeling good right now. The senior author, Alyssa Epple, she noted that higher well-being is linked to, a lower risk of future mental illness and even better physical health long-term.
Really?
Yeah. People with higher well-being seem less likely to develop chronic conditions, and they even tend to have reduced mortality rates.
Wow. So a short, simple intervention could potentially ripple out into long-term health outcomes.
That's the suggestion, yes. We already know that, those longer web-based well-being programs, the ones that take weeks or even hours, they have shown good results.
Right, but committing to weeks or hours, that can be a huge barrier for a lot of people. Time, motivation.
Exactly. That's the key issue. Darwin Guevara, the first author, pointed this out. Many people just don't have the time or maybe the drive or the resources for those longer things. They're more likely to drop out. So the excitement here really is that this study gives pretty strong evidence that an intervention needing just minutes a day for only 1 week can still deliver significant benefits. And participants themselves apparently said the brevity, the shortness of it was a big reason they could actually stick with it and feel the positive effects.
Okay, so let's boil it down. The core finding here is
basically, a short, simple intervention, literally minutes a day for a single week, showed significant measurable improvements in well-being, less stress, better sleep. And this was in a huge global study, almost 18,000 people. And the study specifically highlighted that people found the short duration really helpful.
It really does put a spotlight on how accessible this kind of thing could be. Simple daily actions, gratitude, kindness, weren't just nice ideas in this study. They seem to have a real positive impact fast, within a week. So here's something to think about. If just 7 days of these small, simple actions can significantly shift things like stress, sleep, and how good you feel overall, and if, as researchers like Alyssa Epple suggest, this stuff might even link to long-term health, well, what hidden potential might be waiting in your daily life if you cultivated some simple, consistent, positive habits?